What happened?
I just brought us on.
Oh, I thought like I'd pushed something.
No.
Bastard.
Welcome back to Seems Sus. I'm Brandon. This is Ed. We have survived the apocalypse. The alien invasion did not happen as predicted by the Harvard doctor. How do you feel about that?
I'm a little annoyed because of how many articles different, websites posted about it and like all for nothing, which makes me angry at the media again.
I don't know why that we have to believe everything that gets posted out there, not just mainstream media, but even social media. There's so much confusion and manipulation and everything that goes on. There is no rhyme or reason as to why some of the things get posted the way that they do. But Three Eye Atlas flew by. I don't know if it flipped us the bird as it passed, but it had nothing to do with wanting to watch us as it went on by. So I guess we survived the invasion, at least for this time.
It was
Perhaps,
it
perhaps they'll
was
come back.
it was pointless then. We gained nothing from it. It was just like, oh hi bye. I guess we're not gonna die after all. I feel like no media article made an apology about we were wrong. You know what I mean?
Well, I think
Hyperbole.
most of them were saying it was just a comment in the first place. There's only like one or two of them. They're talking about what this dude was saying about it being a potential alien ship, but they said the same thing about the Ishimura that came through back in 2017, I think it was.
So fire that guy.
So we've been off for the last couple of weeks because of the holidays and everything. So if you are new around here, this show is basically the concept that I originally had for Tinfoil Tales. Ed and I would find current topics to talk about that just seem a little bit suspicious to us, hence the name Seems Sus. And if you're not a fan of politics or conspiracies or anything strange or commentary on what we think is peculiar that goes on in the world, then this probably isn't a show for you. But if you like that type of topics and you'd like to hear what our opinions are, which I really don't know why anyone cares what our opinions are, but if you do, then we can talk about it. So we're going to kick off this new year with the current global affairs of the world, which a lot of weird stuff has been going on as per usual because it seems like that's the way the script goes. But we have recently went into a different country, took the president and brought them back to the States. Certain people are happy, certain people are upset. It just depends on what aisle you sit in. And the thing that I find hilarious is the dude had a warrant for $25 million placed upon him by the other team. So it was okay when they were wanting him, but now that someone else went and got him, now it's a bad deal.
Yep.
Just like the new business you and I are going to be starting. Probably a bad deal for people, but not for you and me because we're going to start a daycare business. Because apparently you can get billions of dollars by being in a daycare business.
I have
Insane how that works.
a chiropractor. I changed chiropractors just because New Year, new me, right? And first thing he says, he comes in the room and he like, this is how the conversation goes. He's like, "How's it going today?" I'm like, "It's going well." He's like, I'm back to my job." He's like, "Yeah, you could be making a lot of money. Like, I could be starting a daycare center. You know what? Maybe I'll just tear all these walls down and start daycare stuff." I'm like, "That's the first thing he brought up." It was so random, mocking it. I'm like, I like this guy.
Yeah, this is the society that we live in. I should probably say, if you're listening to this on audio, we record these live on YouTube at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can actually watch as we record these episodes, which that means you get to see our pretty faces.
I don't think anybody wants to see her face. I mean, what are they staring at? Just me staring, you staring at the camera, all creepy like.
Yeah.
like a Zoom video.
I assume we have people watching currently, so I
Oh,
guess if you're
hello.
I guess if you're out there watching along, thanks for watching. But no, I don't get it when it comes to certain things that go on. It's strange and peculiar. And for some reason it seems to be in Minnesota that's all the weirdness happens. 5 years ago, all the crap of the riots and stuff started in Minnesota. Now we have someone says, I'm not a person though, and wahaha, I'm a ghost.
What?
In the comments, someone said they're a ghost.
Oh,
But basically, in Minnesota, we had the stuff from a couple of years ago. Now we have the Somali stuff going on. And then not only that, now we have this lady that got hit by ice. So here's what I think's funny. And I don't mean funny in like laughing funny, but a little suspiciously. The people that laughed and poked fun at Charlie Kirk of what happened are upset about what goes on with this lady. The people that were upset what happened to Charlie are not really doing much and saying, well, she got what she deserved. Why is it always that way? Why can't everyone just come together and be like, you know what? If people actually got killed, that's a big if, or if they, whatever, does anyone happy about it one way or the other? It's stupid. They're all hypocrites.
it's like a, it's like checkers, man. It's like, haha, I've, or was it chess?
It's
I don't know.
chess.
I've conquered one of your pieces, haha. It's like
Yeah,
back and forth. It's back and forth.
it's stupid.
It is stupid.
There is no rhyme or reason, and anyone that actually thinks that either team gives a crap about you, you're mistaken. I'm sorry. Like it's all part of the same exact scheme. It's all part of the same controls, all part of the team that we're not a part of.
Yep.
We're not the rich and the elite.
And it like just like, and I keep telling you, like clockwork, the same people get mad about something else. It's like, you ever stop and be like, wait a minute, I'm tired of feeling this way. No, it's like a hive mind thing, like kind of like Stranger Things, but hive mind.
Speaking of Stranger Things, did you see? This is another seems sus thing that there was rumors to. This is the biggest troll. I've been giggling about it. They believe that there was a secret episode that was supposed to launch the other day, and they had a countdown for it. A website was made for it, and everything else. And everyone thought there's going to be an episode 9, and then when the countdown finally stopped, it was like a picture that come up on the screen, and it told them to go touch grass. Stop believing everything you see on the internet.
Oh, I thought it was a rumor.
Someone had made a website for it and everything
So
because of the rumor.
it wasn't a Netflix official then, huh?
No, it was nothing to do with that. Like Netflix basically come out and
Interesting.
said it wasn't true, but someone went and got the website, did all sorts of stuff just to troll people because everyone was mad about how the thing ended. And here I am, like, have you never watched shows that didn't have the endings you wanted? Because I can name off quite a few shows that endings kind of sucked.
Right.
Lost being one of them.
Never seen it.
Well, I didn't like how it ended. Game of Thrones ended stupid.
Oh yeah.
I didn't really care much for how The Walking Dead turned out. Like all the shows that started off decent, I just didn't. They never pulled the landing.
Well, I brought up The Walking Dead, how like they don't have a resolution. You literally, they have a spin-off show which continues, but you know what's always the same? People are assholes in all of them, which is like how it's going to happen. If the apocalypse came, the zombies would be working with each other, but people would still be a bunch of assholes. Yeah. It's the
The
same
Walking
story.
Dead. The Walking Dead is a reflection of society as it is, anyways.
Correct. I mean,
All
the Daryl Dixon show's really good, but it's the same shit. Everybody's an asshole. People.
the irony is that all the Walking Dead are all the people that aren't awake in society. They're all just mindless drones going about their day, consuming. That is social media. The
True.
brainless zombies of people on there,
A little
never
bit.
never
Little bit.
getting past the way of thinking that they're in that hive mind, like you mentioned with Stranger Things. It's clearly all the same concept of everyone cannot think freely. We all have to do what's programmed to us, what the television tells us to do.
I mean, yeah, like literally ever since this thing busted out, it's the same people saying the same shit and getting all upset. And it's like, you know what? I almost want to post, you know what? You'll all forget about this in 2 months or until the next crazy thing happens. And then, you know what? You won't even learn your lesson the last time that you fell for this shit anyway. Because, yeah, as you brought it up, it's just strange how, the governor jumped out of the race because of whatever he was doing. And then this shit happens. Like, how's the timing there? And apparently, I don't know if I saw it, but apparently there was a drone watching them too when this happened. Or am I wrong? Or the drone came afterward?
I don't know. I just want to know where the dinosaur in the background from the TMZ thing came from.
Oh,
Like, was
that's
that
what I was.
actually? That's a real picture from DMZ. It's on their official Facebook posting. I was like, where does the Velociraptor come from? Maybe that's what seems sus. They're saying she was shot by someone, but it's actually a attack from a dinosaur. Again, not to make light of the situation if someone actually died. I feel bad for the lady and her children if they got shot, but also FAFO, what I've been trying to explain to my children.
Faithful.
It's the new WWJD
You
bracelets that I'm
know,
going to have created.
as a mother, you would think you would be a little bit more cautious about what you do as an example to your kids.
It depends on which outlet you see the source of information coming from, because
There's
again, everything is
5 million of them.
yeah. It depends on who you want to believe, which I believe none of it. But basically, one claims that she wasn't doing anything wrong. I've seen videos where the vehicles pointed right towards the guy that supposedly popped the shot off, and then you see someone else with the side door open with a gun pointed at her. It's like, so who actually did the shooting? Does
Yeah,
anyone?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's
But
all just one of those things. It's all more distraction, I personally think.
zombies versus wild animals is what we really want to see. Like the one zombie versus shark fight. I feel like that was in a movie somewhere. Actually,
Zombie 2.
was it zombie too? Oh,
Yeah. You have to
I,
look at your microphones you're cutting out.
sorry. There was that kind of reminds me. I'm probably gonna be a little sadistic here because I feel like it, but I told somebody that that lady basically had the white privilege because had she stayed in her car like anybody else, like any crazy off, like if there's all these dudes coming at my car, I would probably stay in the vehicle. I mean, if I know it's got lights and police, actually they're like federal.
The
I'd
other
stay.
one that was filming a lot of the stuff was her wife.
Somebody said she was in the car. Now I'm really confused.
Apparently, the one that was running after the vehicle was her wife. Why wasn't she in the vehicle? Why was she filming it in the first place?
Yeah, that is weird. Yeah, or who was filming it? I don't even really think they said. They said there was
Why are there
somebody.
always cameras filming?
I don't know. There was a camera far away too, and I'm like, who got time in winter to like go out there and like film this? I'll be like, none of my business. It's cold.
So
But I was gonna.
Minnesota's so far up there, anyways. That do they even have internet?
No, I don't know about.
Do they have modern technology out in the sticks?
But I
Sorry
was
for
gonna.
anyone from Minnesota, but
Right. I was gonna get to the point. It's like this lady could have just stayed in there, and her white privilege would have saved her. If it had been me, as ICE are looking for people like me, I would have been like, I would have stayed in my vehicle. I would have got shot actually, even if for my color of my skin probably. But she had the white privilege going for her, and she screwed her up her token of white privilege. But I'm just saying, as a Mexican, they're supposed to be after me the most. So looking
I
for the
want to hear
favor.
from anyone in the audience that's listening to this show, like if it's part of the live stream or if it's you're listening to it when I release it out in the audio formats. Do you know of anyone that's actually been sent away by ICE? Have they actually abducted anyone that you actually know of and sent anyone away? Because all I keep seeing is all they're taking and kidnapping people and this and that, but I have not actually heard of anyone that's verifiably knows someone that I personally know that I can trust that is true because no one's ever really seen ICE take anybody.
Right. And
Where are
what's
they
what's
at? They're
I
in
don't
these
know.
big cities, but What are they doing?
Right.
I honestly think the whole thing's stupid in the first place. I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
It seems like a waste of time and money.
I had a this is a young girl that I worked with because her stepmom got her the job here, and she came from Mexico, and she was here for a while, and then she disappeared all of a sudden, and I was like, did they get her? She's like, no, she went back home to school or like college, and then she came back again, and then she was working, and she quit again so she could go home back to Mexico and probably finish school. But at one point, did they not come and get her? You know what I mean? Like, unless it was just a legal process, they didn't feel like messing with her. But that's like the only instance where somebody disappeared and I thought it happened, but it was just her going back home,
Does it
just like that.
does it seem peculiar to you that the people that they're going after, and this is not to sound stereotypical, but it kind of is, and you're a Mexican person, so you understand where this is going. But basically, the people that they're going after are the people that bust their ass and do most of the jobs that most white people don't want to do.
Facts.
So they're going after the people that white people typically hire for cheap labor that they know will go out there and do all the work for them and not complain about it because they come from a country to where they don't get paid hardly anything in the first place. So they come to America for a better life, but they might not do it the legal way. So now we're going after them, and all they're trying to do is work and provide for their family. And then all of a sudden, the one party claims that these people are living off blah, 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 all this crap. They're really not, because the ones that I know of are literally busting their ass in the jobs that no one wants to work in.
Yup.
So that doesn't hold water with me. And for anyone that listens to the show, I think they know that neither you or I really align to any sort of political affiliation because the whole thing's stupid. But I think that this whole thing of ICE is just more stupidity than anything. Just like this whole Venezuela thing. Anyone that knows 100%, it isn't about drugs. It never was about drugs. It's about fucking oil. Like, there's no if ands, or buts, or reasons about it. Like, if you never hear from me again, it's because I just let the cat out of the bag, the big secret that no one wants to admit. But everyone knows this is about oil. It's just like Iraq. It's just like the Middle East. It's always about oil. No one ever cares about anything besides the oil, because oil is what funds the world. And we can't have anything better than oil, because oil is all we care about, because we're back into the dinosaur ages. Because I think everyone out there is probably still a reptilian from their dinosaur age in the first place. Yeah.
I heard, maybe I might have mentioned it, that oil is actually, there's a whole abundance of it. It actually grows from the earth.
They
Like,
claim that's where it comes from, is from
it
like the old
ne-
fossil fuels.
yeah, but like, how many fucking fossils could there possibly be? Like, and it hasn't run out yet. I don't know. Like, that's very strange. That whole. No, I'm saying it actually, like, it's always on there. Like, Earth keeps replenishing it. I heard that conspiracy theory that, and it's like, well, I don't know at one point who put a cap on it and said, well, shit, we better not tell anybody this. Yeah, there's a lot of history of if it's hidden history or not. I don't know. That's what I heard. I'm not saying it's true or not,
I
but
just think that there's probably a lot more going on than we are ever privileged to know about.
probably. I mean, because you would
I'm a
think with
white
all
guy. I
the
don't know.
you'd think with all the NASCAR and all the airplanes that they would have ran out by now because there's so many people in the world and there's so many cars and so many little things that use gas. You would think it would run out. I mean, it's kind of like water. Water will always be here because it's the same water. It's not like we get different water from anywhere else, but we just clean it and replenish it. And there are places where water is untapped.
It gets evaporated and then comes right back.
Yeah, pretty much. And they think oil is the same way. Well, the conspiracy is the Earth can make its own oil source. That's fun. Weird
So
as that sounds.
you mentioned airplanes. I'm going to give this person a shout out. They sent me a message to my Tinfoil Tells Facebook page the other day, but they sent me pictures of chemtrails, saying that those supposedly they're not real or they're not around in the area. And then the whole sky was full of these chemtrails. I was like, yeah, I see some out in my backyard right now too.
Oh, like you thought it stopped and then they're back?
No, like the government denying that there's such things as chemtrails, but you can always see them in the sky. It's
Oh,
it's basically whatever the airplanes are putting out as they fly. It leaves those trails behind them.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
haven't
claim
seen
it.
any lately though. I don't know if it's because it's winter.
You usually
I
see more in the winter because of the way the sky is.
haven't seen any. Like it's been kind of clear in a way. Like yesterday was pretty clear. I literally saw airplanes with regular like the air. What do you call it? The regular air
Wave
con is it air contrails. Yeah,
contrails.
the contrails. A couple airplanes with that, but nothing like majorly huge like tic tac toe puzzle up in the
Yeah,
sky.
that's what he sent me was pictures from that from southern Indiana.
Mm.
We know that Florida has banned chemtrails for something that is not a real thing. I thought it was funny that the state of Florida has completely banned any sort of weather modification in chemtrails.
Florida's like experimental state. They'll try anything.
Florida's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a completely different world. You go down there and they've got like actual dinosaurs running around there eating people, supposedly. These stupid giant snakes and all sorts
Yeah,
of giant lizards and
crocodiles.
crocodiles and alligators. It's like the real world Jurassic Park.
Right, with bikinis.
If you ever come across something that shouldn't be out there, how are you going to react to it? Just off the top of your head, just say you come across like a random alligator. You're off on the like over by a river and there's an alligator in the river. What are you gonna do?
Run?
But what if it chases you? They claim those things run fast. You're supposed to zigzag.
Man. Oh, well, I guess I'll zigzag or try to grab like a branch and smack it. Something.
I don't know. They're apparently super fast, but you got to zigzag run.
Hmm.
The reason I brought this up is because one of the things that I'd seen recently is someone reported seeing an alligator up around, I think it was in Illinois. And this was, I think, last fall. I'd have to find it. It could have been from a couple of years ago, but I recently saw the article that they'd swore that there's like one of the local ponds, they found an alligator in it. Could have been a completely made up story. Again, this is seems sus, so it could have been fake news. But supposedly they'd found like a 6 to 7, 6, 7, 8 foot alligator out in the friggin' water of this local pond area.
Huh. Maybe it survived. Like it adapted to the weather because Illinois gets pretty cold.
Yeah, so he says, I wade fish with gators daily. They stalk me in the water too. I have them on my YouTube channel. Almost tripped into a gator's mouth trying to get a close up.
Apparently, Psych Toad is a outdoorsman.
Yeah, well, what is the best way to avoid getting eaten by a gator? I heard you punch them in the nose, but I feel like that's getting too close.
I heard you can hold their mouth closed,
Yeah,
it, but you'd still have to wrestle it to make sure. I don't know.
you got to look at your microphone. You're cutting out again.
Oh, sorry. That's dumb.
You're gonna have to get like a headset from like the Xbox days.
Actually, I could probably get a cheap one because I feel like this is not good for my neck.
Sounds better though when you're up close to it.
Uh.
So, what is something that you have seen other than the crazy stuff that we've already talked about here recently that you think is weird that we no longer have been talking about it? Because there's a few things that I was going to bring up, but I want to see what you have in mind.
I didn't prepare for that. I guess I'm just trying to think of something. you should
Where
ask
have,
me. We should ask me that earlier.
where have all the UAPs gone?
Not interesting enough, apparently.
Apparently not, because they have completely just not been popping up in the media anymore. Like the whole disclosure movement and all that other stuff has just not been anything that they want to talk about anymore. And it's been kind of buried. And I remember a specific orange person that claimed if he knew, he'd let the world know, but yet he hasn't said a damn thing about anything.
Speaking of that, okay, so the same day, he was mentioning about like making sure corporations don't control all the housing market as they did, which is somewhat positive unless it doesn't happen at all. And then they were talking about fixing the food pyramid to what it is now, which many people have talked about. Like meats and fats are actually good for you, and grains are lowest of the chain because carbohydrates are crap. So it was kind of strange positive news up until like the girl got shot, and it's like, how the hell does this shit happen in one day? Like, I don't understand this like ping pong effect of the way the
They
media
also
works.
made it to where infants no longer get required to have all those injections when they're born.
Oh yeah, like was it 77 shots or something?
Hmm.
Down to 11, and it's like, what if they just stick them all in those 11 shots anyway? And
Yeah, I don't know.
it makes you wonder why they bring this shit up, because some of it's like truth. It's like, yeah, we've probably been eating garbage. You know, the other day I bought like the no dye, no artificial flavor Doritos, and they were actually fucking good, even though they weren't orange colored. I mean, they look like Cool Ranch Doritos. The bag was white, and they were actually really good. I don't know if they were good for me, but I liked them. You know, I don't know. Yeah, it's just weird how they're just kind of trying to take the things out of food that didn't belong. Like I think Coke is supposed to be sugar, full of sugar now, and not like corn syrup and little things like they're doing, trying to keep us healthier. Like because other countries don't, they ban a lot of like additives in our food, which I don't know how we went ass backwards there, other than like we're just cheap.
I think a lot of it came down to be honest, is all corporations trying to make more money off of the fact that like they were giving us product and not really caring what was in it because they were just trying to make a profit. So they were putting in all this other stuff, these artificial ingredients and everything. They ended up not being healthy for anyone because it was cheaper to make it than actually producing materials and animals or whatever else that were not being injected with all these things. So now it's just a fast market of produce, produce, produce so we can make income. And it doesn't matter what the consumer gets because they're stupid. We're stupid. We're going to eat it regardless. Keep feeding me your garbage because it tastes delicious.
Yeah, I was hoping they'd put cocaine and coke back again because maybe we just need that kind of lift again. Natural.
Yeah.
Caffeine isn't really natural. I mean, it occurs in like some shit in some plants, but like cocaine was natural too.
Where did caffeine come from? Like, who originated the caffeine?
I don't. I mean, I know it comes in coffee beans, but who thought like, hey, you couldn't make coffee back in the day, so were they chewing on these things? Because coffee's pretty rancid just without, unless you like black coffee. But even then, like, who put that in their mouth and said, "Man, those things make me climb trees"?
Probably the
Or
first person to start to snort cocaine.
yeah, I mean, I feel like they need a they need an almanac of the first person that tried these things, but it's a little too late now.
Well, let's just
Sure.
think like methamphetamine was created by the Nazis supposedly back during World War II to make them be alert constantly and go, 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 go. And now today it's the typical guys you see in our neighborhood. Not so
The
much our
zombie
neighborhood.
guy.
Right. Always creeping around looking for their next bait of smack or whatever.
Some
But
maybe they'd had this is fucked up. Maybe they had a really good meth formula because you know anything Nazis actually make is like actually really good aside from like killing a bunch of people, but a lot of ingenuity every time they do something. I mean, didn't like Volkswagen come from the Nazi brand, um, but you know what I
they,
mean? Like their
the
original,
rockets and everything else came from
yeah,
them.
yeah. Back to that story, which people deny also, but I'm sure their meth it was probably called something else, and it's some sort of power formula, and then maybe the Americans try to recreate it, and they're like, we're not getting this right. People are getting addicted to it, and so on. You know.
Well, they probably had Walter White special Heisenberg They the stuff we have here is anhydrous gas mixed with Sudafed that they get from the local Walgreens.
Hey, don't be talking to that shit. Somebody will like get this from your episode and try to make drugs.
Probably. Anyone out there that's a scratcher or a digger or whatever they call them these days, I don't know. Uh, don't do drugs.
They can't afford to be on the internet. They got no money.
I all right. This is me gonna start ranting here for a second, and I don't care if anyone. I really don't care one way or the other, but have you ever noticed that people that have no money, doesn't matter like if they're piss poor broke or anything like that, but they always still manage to have money for cigarettes and booze. They can't feed themselves, they can't pay their bills, but somehow they mysteriously always have money for cigarettes and booze.
Hmm.
How's that work?
I don't know.
Like I've never seen someone that's not had money enough to go get their habits. I've seen people talk about, man, I don't know how I'm going to pay this bill, but they're smoking a cigarette. And maybe this is just me being an ass, but yesterday I drove by one of those people out with a sign says homeless need help. And I happened to notice his bicycle looked fairly decent. Like it was a kind of a higher end bicycle. And he was wearing some pretty nice looking Jordans. So I'm like,
Huh.
how do you have nice things? Are people giving you these nice things? Or I don't know. It's just one of those things like I don't want to judge people. And apparently I'm not a good enough person to help them. I felt compelled to help people, but at the same time, it's like,
No.
what are you going to do? I
Not
don't know.
help them. Not help them. I mean, I guess. I mean, what are you gonna gain out of helping people? If you don't believe in religion, it's not like you go up there and it's like, man, you did a lot of deeds. You belong up here now. Good job.
Well, here's the thing: like, how is someone going to help him anyways? You're going to pick him up and go buy him food. If I offer the dude food, where he most likely gonna be like, I just want money.
It's like a baboos.
That's happened before to someone that I know that they said that they brought someone with them to they were outside of one of these places and they're going to bring them in and buy them food and they didn't want food even though their sign says hungry and they went to go get them food. They didn't want food, they just wanted the money.
Oh wow.
And there was this old lady up in Gary, of all places. I was working. She wanted money. I said no. I said I had some food that I would give her. She didn't want my food. Told me she was hungry. That's why she didn't want money. So I was like, well, I have some food I can get. I don't want your food. She's like, I just want money. I was like, well, I'm sorry. Like, if you're hungry and you're really, really hungry, and if I'm offering you food, you're not that hungry if you won't take the food.
Yep.
So I guess my morality is I'm only nice enough to where I'm trying to help you for just for survival needs. But if you're only just wanting the money that I don't know what you're actually doing with the money, then not my problem at that point.
Yep.
Not that I'm not a decent person. It's just you can't save the world. As
Apparently,
much
some people. Yeah. Apparently, some people think they can by posting their opinions on the old social medias. Yeah, like I might have brought it up today. It's like, what does anybody have to gain with arguing with everybody else? Like, there's a lot of people that I feel like they get mad at the same topics. And then, I'm sorry, but most of them don't really have their act together in life. So, what makes you think your opinions are supposed to be for me, the world you think I should have out of your mouth? Does that make sense, right?
how do people think that they fix the world by posting something on there or changing their status or their profile picture with a flag of a country or whatever they want to? How is that helping anyone else? Like, I'm showing my support. No, it's like the same people that went out there and filmed themselves giving the bum money and
Yeah.
having to post about it that
That's
I
why I
did a
don't think
good
people
deed.
care about people. The people are selfish. I don't think they genuinely care about others. They just care about themselves and their own viewpoints, and they want to throw them on you. And if you don't agree with them, they're gonna get mad at you and just be like, "Well, you know,
Just like what,
Yeah.
like, not to sound hypocritical, like in the oxymoron of the thing, that it doesn't fall deaf on me that we're talking about our opinions here and people might not agree with them, and that's fine. We're not going to get mad at somebody about it, which
Yeah.
this is a perfect time to bring up what I was going to bring up earlier, and I kind of spaced it, but I'm going to bring it up now. One of the last times we had an episode out there, someone felt the need to send me messages to let me know that we're stupid and we're uneducated. And we need to do some
Duh.
research about things we talk about because, and I don't, basically what it boiled down into, they didn't agree with how we were talking about politics or whatever, and how a certain orange person is doing things and that's what they voted for. Well, here's where I come back to it at. You're telling us we're uneducated, but yet you think your vote mattered. I'm just, so you can argue with me all you want about that, but when it comes to the presidential election, I don't think our votes matter. And I don't care who or what gets said. Look up the Electoral College. It goes to electors. Those electors are supposed to vote with their party, but it is not required that they do. They can turn that vote into whoever they want to vote into. That's if you actually believe that all your votes are being tallied up and put in the process in the first place. I think maybe your local votes are actually counting for something because we have elected some stupid ass people around here locally. But that doesn't mean they're going to give the power to the people to actually put someone in charge. You know what I mean? Like, it's an illusion. It's giving us the idea that we have some sort of control. The people have the say in the matter. No, we don't. Do you think we have a say in the matter?
No.
You think our voice matters?
No. You think
You think anyone? You think anyone listening right now gives two craps about what you and I are saying in the first place? No.
And who taught them that? Probably school, because school taught you this system and this party and all this history that in history voting did good things back in the day. I'm like, I wasn't alive for half this shit, and you're still like holding on to world wars and Holocaust and weird shit like that.
Yeah. It's It gets frustrating because you can't reason with people, and I'm not out here trying to change anyone's perspective on anything. Like, you guys can believe what you want to believe. If you're listening to the show, I 100% appreciate you, and I'm glad that you're listening to the show. Whether you believe what I say or don't believe what I say or agree with me or don't agree with me, the point being is that is okay with me. I'm not one of those douchebags that's going to get mad that you didn't agree with me. I'm like, all right, that's cool. You don't agree with what I have to say. That is perfectly fine. But if you feel the need to send me a shitty message and let me know that we're stupid because you didn't agree with something I said, that's fine too, I guess. Waste your time because it doesn't affect me. It's not going to change my opinion. I'm not going to go get educated and be like, yep, I'm going to go vote for that orange guy because you told me to because I'm uneducated.
I'm uneducated.
I didn't vote.
Neither did I, but I'll admit I'm stupid and uneducated, as that person said. Sorry.
I'm not going to vote for anything because I don't believe that the system works in the first place. But at the same time, I don't agree with anything that ever gets put out there in front of us anyways. It's basically like that South Park episode. You're voting for a turd sandwich or a friggin' giant douche. Like, the less of the two evils, and I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want my name stamped to any side because I think it's all screwed up.
They also told me in school that we got all pissed off for paying taxes, but we're still paying taxes. I mean, that's a pretty good illusion. And then people are like, well, we need la la la. I'm like, I don't remember school telling me that. I'm like, what is the point of school then?
The whole reason we become a country is because we didn't want to have to pay taxes. We started the Boston Tea Party by throwing tea into the water because we were refusing to pay England 2% taxes or whatever I think it was, 2 or 3%. I forget. It's been a long time since I've been in history class.
Right.
But they wanted an income off of the tea. So we threw it all in there and said, piss off, England. We're doing our own thing, and we're going to start a revolutionary war, and we're going to become our own country, and we are not going to be taxed or empired or anything. And now here we are 250 years later, and we are conveniently taxed. Taxation is theft. And I know it's hypocritical because I get paid from mostly taxes from people for the work that I have to do in my real life. But I also understand that we became a country because we didn't want to pay taxes. It's one of those. It's one of those things like I don't think we can survive now without paying taxes. And I've had this
Yep.
argument before, and I don't remember if I've said this on an episode or not, but let's just look at the healthcare system. I think we may have talked about this last time, but people are so wrapped up in healthcare, and healthcare sucks. Like, I don't care like the healthcare system here in America is fucking stupid. And we have to pay so much to insurance companies. Insurance companies make a hell of a lot of money. And then they deny people certain services because they don't want to cover them for certain things. And you can't go get this test done because your insurance doesn't cover it. Well, we have deductibles. We have to pay our monthly things. We have to pay all these fees from our insurance from when we takes out of your paychecks. Think about how much money we spend on insurance and how much insurance doesn't want to cover anything. So you have an orange person that claims they want to give the power to the people. Let them pick their own stuff. Stop giving money to these big corporations. People are upset about it. They didn't like that idea, except that concept was also brought up before with universal health care, and the whole people that were against all that were supporting this. It's the same concept. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
if you're cutting out the middleman, the insurance companies, that's universal health care. But if you listen to his right-leaning people, they hate that concept. But yet, when he was talking about it, they were all for, yeah, get rid of the middlemen. That dude could literally say, we're going to open up our mouths and I'm going to shit in it. And everyone would eat it up because that's literally that base. And then all the other people on the other side would be like, oh my God, look what's going on. But if their side was saying, okay, everybody come eat this turd sandwich, they'd line up for it too. It just depends on what puppet they're wanting to fall in line with. There is no rhyme or reason. They're all sheep. So
Sorry.
I'm sorry if you're offended because you're a sheep. Meh.
You
Is
know
that a
what?
sheep?
Probably. You know,
I
I
don't
think
know.
like the majority of your audience probably agrees with you, and that's probably why they're here because not for this episode, but for the show, because they want to escape all that bullshit. Because like Bigfoot talk makes them happy, and it talks about aliens and ghosts and shit that like a lot of people don't believe in. It makes them happy. I mean, I'm like obviously you know, I'm on the fence about that stuff, but it's like when we talk about this stuff and why people like your show, it's like that this is their escape.
I know a
You
lot
know,
of people don't want to hear this type of stuff, and
I know, but like they also like the other things you do, and it's because there's an escape. They don't want to hear this stuff normally, and this is not normally your thing. I'm just saying, like that's probably why you
no,
right.
this is just. I was doing Foil Friday. This is like a live version of Foil Fridays, but you're involved with it, and this was the
Oh, I'm
concept that I
sorry.
wanted to talk about. It's basically the things that I think are screwed up in the world.
Right. Every show like this has that kind of concept too. So it's fine. It fits in. It fits in with the topics of like the unknown because I feel like we might be living in a matrix because the matrix is on repeat. It's either like some bullshit here and there. I mean, we're 8 days into the year, right? And it's already like been stupid. There's no peace. No like just always something crazy going on.
So 8 days in, 5-year anniversary to the big tyrannical insurrection of January 6th or whatever. One of the most tragic events that ever happened in American soil. I've literally saw someone post that. I'm like, are you a fucking idiot? Yes, you are. And the thing that cracks me up about this is the same people that are so upset that someone stormed the Capitol building was the most civilized looking storming I've ever seen. I wasn't seeing people like destroying anything. They were walking around for photo opportunities, and you had the stupid guy with his bullhorn on and everything else that he was doing. Like the whole thing just seemed staged like shit.
Do
And
you ever
it was so fake looking. The most calmest insurrection I've ever seen. There wasn't guns shooting at people. There was no war going on. It was perfectly nothing going on besides oh no, there's a big war coming into the Capitol building. Everyone had to go hide and take cover. All summer long, places were on fire, things were being destroyed. People were taking knees in the Capitol buildings and everything else going on there and paying their respects to someone, encouraging the people to stand up to tyranny, this and that. And then when the other side did it, they're terrible people. Again, it's just because it's political. It's left versus right. It has nothing to do with American decency or who's right or who's wrong. It's literally the fact that they want to keep everyone against each other because they fucking hate us.
Hmm. You know, like,
They don't want anyone to agree.
do you think we might have talked about? Do you think the insurrection was like staged? Is that what you said?
Basically, it was a photo opportunity,
Have you
conveniently.
seen it? Like, now that I've seen the photos again, like they kind of look dolled up, like AI was involved. And remember, AI didn't come out yet, right? Or at least,
Not at that time.
but then I've always been saying like it was probably been out for a while. And if you see those photos, and I don't know how you could find that many volunteers without somebody spilling the beans.
I think
That's
people were involved in it, but I think it was all instigated from as a propaganda thing in the
but you'd
first
see
place.
like all these perfectly timed photos with all these people all in it, and it's like I kind of wonder if they used AI to doll them up at the time. Just
Perfectly timed photo. You mean like when someone's ear gets shot, but he can conveniently have his fist raised up like this for the photo opportunity, and we never once again mention anyone that actually popped a shot at him. The dude's a friggin' sociopath that can't shut up for 5 seconds, but yet he wants to have a war with anyone that has something to say against him. But someone actually tried to supposedly take him out, and yet you don't hear a damn thing about him.
I remember that. That was kind of strange too.
So again, we're supposed to believe that that was a real event. I think that was just more shits and giggles show. And they're like, well, the person behind him actually died and got shot. Well, like, sometimes the government will just take you out because you got to make it look real.
Right.
You think they care about you? No. I'm so I don't know if I told this live or on an episode, but this is kind of a joke, kind of not of a joke, but it wasn't too long ago that there's someone else that lives in this area that has the same last name as me. And I'd just gotten my studio that I had talked about and this and that. Well, the people that lived around the block also happen to have my name. Conveniently, their barn studio type thing exploded. You remember sending you the pictures of that? It was about a year or so
Maybe
ago.
you did.
Yeah. I was like, I wonder if that was meant for me. They went to the wrong address.
Uh oh.
Yeah. So maybe some of the things I've said pissed the wrong people off, but
Or they're just making meth. And so
it was a
you
nice
can't always.
fancy thing. They have my same last name as they got a nice new one brought up too, but there was a huge fireball. Like I don't know what happened, but it went up in a gulf of. I don't know like what they determined the cause of it was, but it was a huge fire.
Hmm.
So I just thought it was funny that here I am out in a barn and right around the corner, someone else has my last name. I'm not related to them, but it's weird we have the same last name. We're not related. They live less than a mile away and their barn exploded, their new barn. And here I am out in the new barn and I talk about crazy stuff.
Synchronicities are signs.
Yeah. That is, I don't believe in coincidences. So there are weird things. So some of the things that I say may offend people. It might make me get on some sort of a watch list. And if it does, oh well.
Yeah,
They
but
can
you're
watch.
not worth the watch. To
No,
be
I'm not.
honest,
I don't bother anybody. I don't do anything.
you don't have like you don't have a high income because of the streaming or the
No, I'm,
podcast. You're just literally talking about what the same people are. Even the bigger guys, they talk about the same shit. They would be taken out by now too.
maybe they're too popular.
Mm.
I'm small time. No one would care.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're not
Well, I'm
worth
just
it.
saying I'm easy to get rid of because I'm not mainstream enough.
You're not worth the drone kamikaze.
You say that, I'm gonna walk outside this here after a while and get attacked by a dog man or something. Some people think the government controls dog men,
I was gonna say like then you came full circle.
right? So I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but there will be an episode coming out here soon where I talk to a guy that supposedly him and his brother shot one, killed it. Sheriffs came out, DNR came out, and then they were watching the body. They left the guy out there for someone to come pick it up the next day, and then overnight, somehow the body came up missing, and the DNR accused the guys that shot it of taking it. And they said they didn't. The guy I talked to said they didn't take it. They thought the DNR were taking it. So now he thinks that maybe a couple of other things came out and took it. I was like, I don't know. But it's not the first time I've heard stories of people actually killing something like that and government being involved.
I thought you said that they took it out and then they all ate it.
No. The dude, they shot it 5 times in the chest. It didn't die. And it took one shot to the temple where it blew its eyes out and it finally killed it.
Dang. Isn't it illegal to shoot those? Oh, that's Bigfoot. Never mind.
Weird that it's illegal to kill something that supposedly doesn't exist.
That's a real law, too.
It is.
Google it, people.
Yeah. It's illegal to kill a Bigfoot, yet Bigfoots don't exist if you listen to the government. So why do they have a rule that you can't kill one?
I have to Google it again, see if it's still a thing. Make sure they
It isn't, I think, one of the states. I don't think it's a federal law, but I think it was like a state law. They made it to where you couldn't kill a Bigfoot. Weird.
Maybe it's for the kids to scare them. You know, wives' tales.
Well, just because I'm not going to say anything about the person that does these things, but there is a guy that does certain investigations, supposedly, and he can be right or wrong. It depends on which aisle that you fall into. But some people believe him. Some people think he's a grifter. But he writes these things about missing persons and how they come up missing in national parks and everything else. I know that if you put up a map of people that have had Bigfoot encounters, people that have had UFO sightings, people that have had any sort of weird encounters and come up missing, they all line up with these national parks. Who decides what lands become national parks? Why are all the areas that have a lot of high strangeness or weird sightings become private government property? Even the areas down here that we have investigated for this documentary, they are government property. Apparently, if you see purple on trees, that means no trespassing. Did you know that?
No.
I didn't either till I had to Google it.
Like paint?
But yeah, if you see purple paint on trees, it means no trespassing. I didn't know that till I was out filming the other day, and apparently I was trespassing.
You broke the law. I'm calling the cops. I'm calling
Yeah,
cops
well,
on you.
They can send me back to Guatemala or wherever the hell I'm supposed to be going to. I don't know. Probably Guantanamo.
Yes.
Get waterboarded for looking for Bigfoot.
Oh, boy.
I don't know, but if you go back to that whole thing, it's like, why are so many people that go missing, supposedly in these parks, are like, well, they get lost on the trails, they get lost in the woods. Sure, I can understand some people getting lost, starving to death. And then I feel like there are other things that go on that they can't explain. Like, how does someone come up completely missing without a trace? How come someone was with someone, like little kids that come up missing, like they've just snatched from nothing, never found again? And then there's been people that have found on top of a mountain miles away. Or they only find like a piece of like a boot, or you know what I mean? Like, from how did they get so far away from where they originally were? How did they get so far up into a tree? Like, obviously, maybe an animal took them up there, but a lot of it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then a few years ago, there was a little boy that got lost in the woods, and he told them when they found him that he was being protected by the bear man. The big hairy man, called him a bear man, was protecting him. That was on the news. So they were saying that they just assumed that his imagination or whatever. I was like, kid wouldn't know what a Bigfoot was, so he called him a bear.
Right.
I don't know.
And he survived.
Yeah.
A real bear would have probably ate him.
Right.
Sorry, kid.
There's been a lot of people that have been, I say a lot, there's just a handful. That seems like a lot to me. But there's a lot of people that have had weird animal attacks and died from animal attacks. They say it's like probably wild dogs or something like that. Well, if that's the case, like, what dogs? Where are these wild dogs at?
Hmm.
And I'm not ruling out that there's not like fucking weird dogs out there or big cats. We know there's mountain lions and other things, but people come up missing a lot in these woods. People come up seeing weird things. How come when people report seeing a Bigfoot, usually that involves them seeing a UFO too, or they see like a weird orb or some stuff?
Hmm.
There's just a lot of weird stuff that comes to that phenomenon.
Not me. That's never happened to me. So I
You've seen
can't
weird
really.
lights.
Yeah, but I didn't see a Bigfoot.
I'm just saying lights in the sky. We've all seen some weird lights in the sky.
Yeah, but then I kind of think back on it. I wonder if it was just dry lightning. I'm not saying I don't deny what I saw, but again, I had a witness. So going back to that whole story, but I don't know. It was cool to see that, but will I see it again? Probably not. So maybe I don't know. Maybe that was my anomaly.
Possibly.
Mm.
For anyone listening, we're probably going to wrap this one up, but I would like to let the audience know a few things. Like, this is 2026. This is the first year of Seems Sus. Like, we started in December, but we've been also crinkle conspiracies and other things here and there. But basically, if there is something that you guys would like for us to talk about, actually something you would like for me to research, bring it up, discuss it, please let me know. Send an email, leave a comment, whatever, and I'll do my best to look it up. And Ed and I will talk about it.
Didn't you ask this last time? Yeah, they had like a few weeks and they didn't get
Yeah,
back with you, did you?
the only things I got back from them were basically telling us we need to get educated.
Damn, I guess that's the consensus.
The
Okay.
consensus of two people was we don't know what we're talking about when it comes to politics, and that's fine. I agree.
That's fine if you want to like bore me with that shit.
I don't want to. I don't want to focus the show on that type of stuff. I want to have actual topics. There's things I want to discuss. There's things I want to get into. So for anyone listening, get Fritz Zimmerman to talk about Nephilim.
I knew a
Yep.
Zimmerman. He doesn't talk to me no more. His name wasn't Fritz though.
Basically, anything that you would like for Ed and I to discuss when it comes to something that seems a little strange. So anything that could be a conspiracy, anything that could be going on in society, whatever, we are always down to talk about it. Unless my barn mysteriously gets exploded one night and blows up and I go off into a gulf of flames. Just know this is me telling everyone that it was not me or faulty wiring. So now this is a recorded document. So if anything happens, you guys know the truth. Take that, Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Basically, this year is going to be a good year for Tinfoil Tales. Hopefully, it'll be a good year for Seem Sus. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. This documentary I'm doing, the Mississippi Triangle, that Ed and I have been putting together, it will be out here hopefully sometime this year. I'm not going to put a date on it just because I don't like doing stuff like that. There's still some things we need to film, but got a lot of it done. The other thing is there's some other cool stuff in the works. But again, when it comes to Seem Sus, we're going to be live Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. So if you're listening audio wise, if you would like to watch or participate live, this is how the show will grow. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel every Thursday night, 9 p.m. You will see our beautiful faces on here talking about stuff that we don't know anything about and we need to get educated.
Yeah.
But on that note, thanks to Ed. Thanks for listening. Good night, everybody. We will see you next Thursday, 9 p.m.
Pay your taxes.
Yeah.